Hi everyone, so welcome back to Ming TV. To be honest, to be able to be sitting here today, it's I don't know, I just feel very weird about it because I am here today because of the whole COVID-19 pandemic that's going on. That's why I have the chance to stay at home and make this video. But I think it's a time that I also should be standing out to talk a little bit more about how this whole pandemic is affecting each and every one of us, including our mental well-being and our emotional well-being. So I just want to come up here and talk a little bit more about how we can make this period of time less stressful and less difficult, I would say. I understand that we are all worried about how this pandemic will play out and how long it's gonna be, or most importantly, how are we going to get back to our normal life. And it's difficult to sit with that, especially when so many businesses are affected, especially those who are at the front line of the healthcare, which also include a lot of my colleagues. They are also striving to provide counseling services for people that are in need, and I am very, in a way, I'm also very happy that people are recognizing mental health as part of health, and as important as physical health, and they recognize it as part of healthcare. That's like a huge improvement, and I definitely feel very relieved from that news that I received this morning. But today I'm not gonna add on even more negativity, but instead I want to shed a little bit of light to what we can do during this difficult period of time. And I also want to bring up that being able to be sitting here and doing this is a luxury for me, and it's a luxury for a lot of people to be able to stay home. Yes, we are affected in terms of my schoolwork, my graduation might need to delay. I have a lot of uncertainties right now. I'm scared, I'm worried. However, I know that there are people out there who are struggling even more, and I'm not downplaying my anxiety. It's just that I hope that we all can see how this pandemic is playing out for different people at this moment. I was talking with my colleagues and some of my supervisors and my classmates. We all got very worried because people who are suffering from mental health illnesses, for example depression, or those with high societal risk, being able to go out, being able to have human connections, and then being able to have something to feel busy about or to feel productive, it's actually a protective factor. But now that they need to be, if they need to be self-quarantined, they need to stay at home all time, it's just like the protective factor is taken away from them. So how are we going to assist them and support them in a way to help them go through this pandemic chaos a little bit better? And I know that the organizations or associations are all trying very hard. They're very hard to find alternative ways to help people. Online therapy are still being evaluated on how to keep confidentiality, and then how to keep it like a safe space for people who need those kind of help. So that's that. And also we also thought about on the other spectrum, people who doesn't have a safe household environment. For example, people who are experiencing domestic abuse, child abuse, they have to stay at home at all times at this moment. How unsafe they are going to be feeling at this moment. So if you are, somebody like that, or that somebody is suffering from all this, difficult times, lend a hand and just to check in with the other person. I know all of us are struggling, but you know, checking in with your neighbors, checking in with people who are needing more help, you know, those elderly, just checking in with them and making sure that you know, you could provide that support that you can afford. You know, we are all suffering, definitely. We are all trying to figure out how this thing is going to work out, but yeah, providing that little check-in is good enough to make sure that things are going well. I will be leaving a few contacts that I have to help those in need during this period of time, and you could check out those resources as well. So I am not here to add on more negativity with all the news. I know we are all bombarded with different news. So for this next 14 days or even more, I will be sharing a lot of self-care techniques or self-care activities that you can try out at home. So yeah, I will have a lot more time to work on Ming Care and Ming TV, definitely, which I am very happy about. So yeah, my first thing for everyone right now is to cut down on your social media consumption. It's so easy for us during this period of time to just sit in our bed, on the couch, and then just start scrolling. And social media right now is bombarded with a lot of news about the pandemic, and a lot of times we don't even know whether or not they come from a reliable sources, especially when you have a WhatsApp group full of your aunties and uncles and your family members that kind of start sharing things that you don't even know whether it's true or not. So I've made a choice to mute the conversation. I made a choice to mute certain conversations right now that is triggering more anxiety and more confusion. So try to be more intentional with your social media. Instead, I am increasing my consumption with a different kind of information, which includes self-care at home, include, you know, productivity, content, also about a lot of mental health well-being content, and I'm also reading up in a lot of like my books that I have not been able to read for the past few months. So instead of increasing on your social media consumption, increase on the other part of the consumption, the information consumption that you can have. So this includes my channel, which I'm trying to push out as much valuable content about self-care at home, especially for all of you. Last but not least, being at home doesn't mean you are in total isolation. Being at home means you are trying to cut down on your exposure to outdoor activities, but that doesn't mean you are in total isolations. What it means that you still have to maintain social connections, your connection with the nature, also like your connection with yourself spiritually, emotionally. So a few of the things that I have come up with and I have posted it up on my Instagram is these things. So yeah, I hope that helps. Remember, like, you know, now that we live in a advanced technology world, I am so thankful that we have this thing called the internet. You know, we can still have connection with our loved ones through the internet, through FaceTime, WhatsApp, whatnot. And for nature, I know that we can't go out as much. So one of the best thing you can do is just to open up the windows and breathe in some fresh air. Go and play with your dogs, you know, let the dogs in, play with them, and then emotionally start journaling, start going inwards and like heal inwards, you know, connect with yourself inwards. Yeah, so I guess that's that for this video. It's a really short one. I'm gonna do more in depth about what you can do each day to keep yourself productive. Yeah. So I guess that's that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone is safe, calm, and let's get through this pandemic together. Thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you soon, very soon. Bye.